Well, hello out there, doll fans, and welcome to my channel where I sit and talk about, well, dolls. We've got Barbie and Illy and Monster High and Disney princesses. You get the point. Must I carry on? My name is Daniel, and I am the Barbie book boy. I'm so excited because today I get to spend time with an accidental phenom because I am officially the proud owner of my very own earring magic Ken doll and also his beard earring magic Barbie. Now, before we get into the infamy and mythology of this little guy, let's discuss our poor, naive little plastic pal Barbie first. So I picked up this gal at a local vintage toy store that I love. It's a place that I've actually gone and found many treasures before in the past, but they recently moved to a location and had a grand opening with a big party where I spent entirely too much money. But you know, it's okay because this legend came home to live with me. She was designed by the legendary Carol Spencer and team and was released in, I think, like late 1992. And you can see that I have the version here that came with the software pack, which as far as I can tell was, I believe, a Radio Shack exclusive because Mattel really wanted to push Barbie into the tech world at the time. So the software pack had two different programs. So one of those softwares was a glamorous quest full of magic, fun, and adventure. It was basically like a game where you could have like mall adventures and things like that. And the other software was a design studio where you could design like posters, party invitations, and things like that. You could like print stuff out that you designed yourself. And as much as I love the idea that this has a software pack, I don't think it's going to be compatible 33 years later with my current laptop. So I'm going to open this outer shell up and you're going to see that it's a box within a box. So inside this outer shell of a box is all the like computery stuff. It's got the instructions for the Barbie design studio. It's got the little video game part. And it also came with this sweepstakes card where if you like fill it out, you could win something. I don't know, what does it say? Complete this card and you may win a $1,000 computer shopping spree at your favorite store. And like you can see here, there's actually a congratulations to someone who's won before. Congratulations to Julius Gunnufson in Minnesota and Lavon Lee in Kentucky. Where are they now? If anybody knows, comment down below. A floppy disk. I will never get to play this and I'm so sad. I'm gonna have to go buy a vintage computer. It came with this high-tech registration card because in 1992, apparently this was high-tech. I'm gonna assume the other one's pretty much exactly the same thing, but let's take a look. Another floppy disk. I think maybe mine had been kept in a smoker's home at one point. I'm a smoke-free home, but I can smell cigarette smoke on this. That's weird. Or maybe it's just like really old plastic. Anyway, look how cute this booklet is. It's got like the welcome and the startup. There's no like pictures or anything, but it's cute. I don't know what I'm going to do with all this. I'm probably not going to keep it, but it's cute. All right, so now we've got the basic lady herself, and this is what she looked like in her box if you didn't get the one that came with the software pack. It's just a window box, a pink Barbie box. It's got pictures here of all the various ways you can like mix and match the charms that she comes with. So let's see what's inside this box. Hello? 1 year limited warranty, 33 years too late. All right, first I think I'm going to start with her accessories. Standard hot pink shell brush that I probably will not be using on this doll because she has crimped hair and I don't want to go poof. These nostalgic little hot pink Barbie pumps that were so prevalent in the 90s, like every doll came with this exact shoe mold. 2 matching clip-on earrings for us to wear, and these have heart charms on them right now, but the charms are all sort of meant to be interchangeable. Okay, wait, I'm actually kind of digging that. I don't know, I really like it actually. Am I wearing those right? I guess so, right? Okay, so I've got both of them on right now, and I kind of love this. I don't know why. I have pierced ears, but I never wear jewelry or anything like that, so this is kind of fun. So the charms on these are interchangeable. You can just kind of like slide them off, and you can trade them out with like mix and matching them. So right now I'm going to leave them as is, but we will get into that in a second. So there's our clip-on earrings. All right, so now I'm going to set this lady free, but while I'm doing that, I just want to mention, if you're someone who's sitting there right now watching this video who also happens to be a book lover, just like me, I love books, I love reading. I have been having some fun over there on the little tiki-talkie doing fun little like book reviews. So if you happen to like books and you also happen to think that I'm one of the cool kids, go over and check those out. I'm having fun over there. All right, here she is, the lady of the hour herself. All right, so she is a classic superstar face and body sculpt with this big old gorgeous platinum blonde crimped hair that I'm actually going to assume is, I think maybe Kanekalon. I'm not good at determining hair fibers, but but I think it might be Kanekalon. But she's got this insane half pony jutting out from the top of her adorable little plastic head. And she wouldn't be earring magic Barbie without these adorable silver hoop earrings with the dangling charm. And I had kind of planned on playing around with taking these off and mixing and matching them, but I'm so scared they're gonna break that I think I'm just gonna leave them as is. But just know that the charms on her earrings and the charms on her belt and the ones that came on our clip-on earrings were all meant to be like interchangeable. But I'm gonna leave them alone because I know that I will regrettably break them if I try to get like too cutesy with it. But I am feeling pretty lucky though, because with her being a 33-year-old toy, you can see that the pleather is in really good shape on this gal. So it's a hot pink pleather mini dress, and if you know anything about this material, it starts to flake very quickly, but mine just so happens to be in really good condition, so I'm really happy about that. I have read online that when it comes to this fabric, you can put a clear coat of something on it, like a Mod Podge or like a Liquitex varnish, and that will prevent the peeling. So I don't know, I might give that a try. I've never done it before, but I might give it a try just to preserve the condition of this dress because it looks so good. I want to keep it alive as long as I possibly can, as well as the mesh feature. So you can see from the top of her like sweetheart neckline, she's got this mesh feature that goes down her sleeves. Both of these different fabrics have really seemed to held up pretty well over the decades, so I'm pretty excited about that. So for now, I'm gonna have to be pretty careful with this one. Like, I'm not gonna handle her a lot. I'm not gonna do a lot of like fussing over her. She's gonna go on a shelf where she will sit and look pretty, and I'll try not to touch her because I don't want any flaking, at least until I can give that clear coat trick a try, and then we'll see. I'll let you know if I do. All right, let's keep going. She's got this charm bracelet themed chain belt. It kind of breaks up the lines of this dress here. And of course it fits the overall accessories theme of like charms and earrings and stuff that this gal's got going on. She's also got bend and snap knees, which was very, very common and typical in these 90s dolls. And so that's basically it for Earring Magic Barbie. The perfect 90s time capsule of kitschy nostalgia that I adore. But now, on to the reason why anybody even bothers to remember this line of dolls at all. Okay. So for those of you who don't know, we are going to need to journey all the way back to February of 1993, when this toy caused a media sensation that has exploded with pop culture mythology, leading to him being touted as the best-selling Ken doll of all time. Okay, so first a quick look at his box. It's just a pink window box, and like with Barbie, we can see a little variety of ways to play with his charms. You can see he's worn Barbie's name as a charm around his necklace. Okay, enough of that. Let's bust him out and get to the controversy. Okay, so here he is in all of his earring magic glory. And just like Barbie, he came with his own set of clip-on earrings for us to play with, only his charms are their names. So his of course says Ken, and then he's got a charm for Barbie. Okay, so finally, here's the scoop with this guy. So at the time in the early 90s, a focus group of young girls had all kind of said that Ken needed to be updated. Basically, they wanted him to be cooler, that he was kind of dorky, and they wanted his style to reflect maybe the more modern style that men were like wearing at the time. So Mattel took a look around at what was happening in male fashion trends. And it's no secret that for decades, fashion has been influenced by gay culture, particularly the early 90s fashions of that time. I mean, it still happens today, but anyway, when this little guy here was conceptualized, basically he caused quite a stir, and maybe not for the reasons that you're thinking, because obviously this is a flamboyant sense of fashion, but specifically he caused a stir because apparently at that time, gay men in the club scenes and in raves were wearing rings on a chain as a sort of queer-coded fashion accessory, which is what people have just generally accepted that this is. However, according to Mattel, they had no idea, and that has always been their official stance, that this is simply a charm necklace and nothing more. I mean, you can see on the back of his box, he's using it to display his charm with Barbie's name, and also the background card of his box is very thematic of like charmed bracelets and things. You can see all these dangly charms on a chain, but people weren't having it. It caused a major uproar with like watchdog groups at the time, and gay men all over the country with a penchant for kitschy things were scooping this guy up faster than you could say sachet Chante. And this story had legs. It spread like wildfire, and Mattel was pretty helpless to stop it. They had actually attempted to pull this doll from shelves, but it was too late. Damage done. And look, it didn't help that at the time, men wearing earrings was only just becoming a thing in mainstream culture. Like, it was happening, but it wasn't as prevalent as it is today. And it certainly wasn't seen as a sign of heterosexual masculinity. So his earring, coupled with his ring, and the fact that they put him in a purple mesh shirt with this purple pleather open vest exposing his toned and tanned torso, well, it was just the perfect recipe for this guy forever being known as the gay Ken. And that's just his legacy, regardless of any official stance taken by Mattel. And frankly, it's made this little guy arguably the most famous Ken doll of all time. And, like my Barbie, Ken's pleather accessory here seems to have held up really well. Also, I love that his vest has red stitching. I love that. I think that is so cool. Though I am a bit concerned with like this plastic anchor here, and also his charm necklace has a thread sewn to the pleather vest. So I think I'm actually going to leave those in place because I want to be very gentle with him. It's not flaking yet and I don't want it to start flaking. And I'm afraid that if I start undoing these things that have put holes in this vest, it's just going to start flaking around that area and it'll spread. Also, you can see that his head is experiencing a little bit of shrinkage. I mean, look at the size of his head in comparison to this big old giant thick football player neck. And you can see from his greasy face that he's obviously losing a lot of plasticizer, which is contributing to that shrinkage. But I mean, it's okay. It's kind of to be expected with certain vintage dolls, so I'm not going to hold it against him. And just to complete his outfit, he's got on these baggy, dark jeans with the red stitching that matches his vest, and then cute little black loafers. Okay, and you know what? So that's basically it for these two. I mean, honestly, there are early 90s dolls that really probably wouldn't be remembered as anything special, except for this little guy here causing, well, a big to-do. If it wasn't for that, would we even really remember these two? I mean, look, they are pretty fierce. I love her pleather dress. I love this crimped hair. It's a cute concept. I love that Ken got an updated sense of fashion, but would they have gone down in history so epically the way it went down if it wasn't for his coming out controversy? I guess we'll never know. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today as I liberated yet more plastic pals from their cardboard cages. If you're still here after all that, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. We're having fun over here. Leave some love in the comments for these two iconic early 90s characters. Did you have them as a kid? Do you remember the controversy surrounding this little guy? What do you think? Was this Ken's official coming out? Let me know in the comments. And stay tuned for more videos as I traverse a personal doll collecting journey in a terrifying world of grown-ups who don't play with toys. Now, if you'll excuse us, Ken has something important that he wants to discuss with Barbie. And he's asked everyone to respect their privacy at this time. So we're gonna go. Bye!